Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's Friday Coffee Break. This week's title, called Finding Your Why. It is part one of a part two series on kind of rediscovering our passion. It's one of those things that is probably one of the things that when I get into one-on-one consultations and consulting and mentoring with individuals, it's probably the single biggest question or most frequent question I get is, Pat, how do I find my why? How do I reconnect with my passion, my purpose? So I'm putting together this little, it's really short, both of these, because the process is simpler than you think. And that's the beauty of it. This is part one of a part two series on how to find your why. Now, remember, our why, it's why we're here. It's our bigger purpose. It's not the stuff we do every day, but it's why we do what we do. And in a bigger context, you'd say, well, our why is our legacy. Our why is the dent we leave behind when we're gone. Be kind of cool to know what that is, right? So you know each day that you're working towards it. That the decisions you make and the actions you take and the time you spend doing whatever it is you're doing are actually moving you closer to your bigger purpose. Interesting when you think about it, right? So, I'm going to use a little diagram to express this a bit. Inside here is you, we, us, dot. Now, you've often seen me share this in terms of this circle, and we would refer the line in the circle, right, as our comfort zone. And our comfort zone would be everything inside here. And this is us. Okay? That's us. All of this matter in here is our comfort zone. It also is reflective of our capacity. Capacity. Okay? Outside of here is outside our comfort zone. And in terms of this discussion, I want us to focus on our capacity and our spirit. And our spirit is our why, it's our passion, it's our drive, it's our purpose, okay? And what has happened, and often happens, what has happened from way back in grade school when our teacher started scolding us for trying to do something and getting it wrong. Or we do something a little different and we get a C instead of an A in a test. Then we try to raise our hand and say something that's completely out of context and we get told, no, that's wrong, Johnny. So we had a big spirit, big drive, a big passion, big desire to go somewhere. We didn't know exactly where or what, but we were going to go because that's what kids do. That's why kids learn so much quicker than adults, because they just do and they worry about it later. They move forward. But as we grow in age and we go through our regimented beat-down school system that teaches obedience, it teaches compliance, it teaches conformity, our spirit begins to shrink. Our capacity is our ability to do stuff. Our spirit is our passion and our why. And instead of following the model that God gave us, that said you start with a small capacity and a massive spirit, and your job is to push your capacity out to your spirit. And we start out okay, but we start losing that. Before long, we start worrying about what other people are going to think or say when we raise our hand. Of course, now this is in our proverbial adult life. We start worrying about, what if I get it wrong? What if I fail? What if I fall down? What if people laugh? What are they going to say about me behind my back? So now as opportunities present themselves, we say no. We look down. We walk by them. We flinch. We get a little afraid. We start collapsing our spirit. Falling inside of our comfort zone. We start building this wall. And every single time we say no, this wall gets thicker, gets more dense. Our connection to our spirit right here starts to get breached. This starts to whittle away. And before long, this doesn't even exist in our space anymore. We don't know why. We don't know what. We can't even put our finger on what really fuels us up, makes us passionate, makes us want to just fly out of bed in the morning and just take on the world. We don't know what we're willing to die for anymore. Raise your hand if you know the pain I'm talking about. Going day by day, rushing Monday through Friday just to get the week through so that you can get into the weekend to distract yourself with 2 days worth of distractions. Not living, but distractions so you can get back to rushing through 5 days of the 7-day week again. That ain't living at all. But that is living in a space of your capacity, inside your comfort zone. So how do you change this? How do you break this pattern? It's pretty simple. You may not know what your true spirit is right now. Your true why. What really drives you, what fuels you. Okay? But you can certainly reel that back in and get that back in short order. And the fastest way to do it is start doing this. Stepping outside of here. Go to a concert you would never go to. Take a trip to a place you would never fathom going to. Go sit and talk to people that would never be on your radar screen. Hop in an airplane and go to a destination you're so unfamiliar with it's going to scare the crap out of you. Take on a challenge that somebody presents in front of you, even though you don't even know the outcome of what it may or may not do for you. You see, once we step outside this comfort zone, things will happen. We'll start getting feedback. We'll start getting turned on by some things and turned off by others. We'll start producing evidence and results. With action gets a reaction, an outcome. And we'll start seeing this again and feeling this again. And you know what happens? Just the opposite of what got us to where we're at. This bond here gets thicker, gets more powerful every single day. And then we get more comfortable with pushing this limit, pushing this limit, pushing this limit. And you know what the coolest thing about this whole process is? In doing so, we're increasing our capacity, our skills, our talents, our ability to get things done. We're firing out, feeling our spirit, but our spirit too is getting bigger. It doesn't sit idle. It grows as well. And before long, instead of hiding in here with our head down, our eyes to the floor, flinching every time an opportunity comes upon us, we're embraced in life's journey. And a journey becomes about fully optimizing, fully becoming who you were meant to be. That happens on the outside. That is step one, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this is a 2-step little seminar on finding our why. You're awesome. Would love to hear your feedback here. Peace. See you next week. Patrick Precourt.